Almost done. I just ran out of time on that last video. Screencast-O-Matic only gives me 15 minutes, which sometimes I have a lot more to say than 15 minutes worth of things. So, Lizzie, as I was saying, she takes a penny and she goes to buy fruit from the goblins. She very heroically resists the fruit. And she doesn't even think about it. She doesn't even consider eating the fruit. She's very strong morally and in her convictions that eating the fruit will lead to death. And she has seen it with her own eyes. She sees her sister literally dying at home, and she's here just to save her. So she risks her own safety to save her sister Laura. And so, and I can't remember where I stopped in the last video. While she's resisting, the goblins get really angry. They try to force her to eat the fruit. They pull at her, they push her, they pinch her. There are all kinds of pictures that we get of what these goblins are doing to Lizzie to try to get her to take the fruit. And this is possibly an allegorical nod to rape, that when these metaphorical goblin men don't get what they want, when she's not complying with their wishes, instead of being charismatic and trying to persuade her in a more gentler manner, they try to force her to eat the fruit. And she gets out unscathed, and she ends up getting her penny back. She doesn't buy anything, and she goes back home. And this is where it gets to me just really strange. She has this fruit juice on her face and running down her neck from where the goblins tried to make her eat. And so she has Laura lick the juice off her face. She asks her to kiss her and has her lick the juice off of her face. And this acts as a sort of medicine or antidote that cures Laura. Her hair turns back from gray. She's all of a sudden well. The description is that she has this wild look about her. Her hair looks like it's on fire, and all this imagery happens, and then she's cured. And so most likely what this means is that her soul feeds off of her sister's virtue and love. The fact that Lizzie was able to resist these advances of the goblins, them trying to get her to eat the fruit. She has enough strength and dignity and virtue for the both of them. So she's able to save Laura. And so she's redeemed from what she did in eating the fruit in the first place. So Laura and Lizzie both go on. It has a happy ending. They get married. They have children. They live normal lives. And perhaps this happy ending is why this poem was mistaken for a children's fable. That coupled with the goblins and the fruit and the sisters. But we know that it has a lot more to it than that. So as you read or read again, think about these possible allegories that we've discussed, and just know that the most likely one is that this poem is a warning to women against sexual immorality, and that it leads to sorrow, it leads to death, it leads to all sorts of bad things that they don't want to be involved in. But there are other possible interpretations of the poem, but that's probably the most likely one.